Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I would like to gift my book, The Golden Key, Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance to you at goldenkey.gift, where you can get the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD at checkout. All right, all you positive heads, welcome back to another episode. So happy to be here with you all, as always, in all ways. Going to explore some fifth dimensional reality today. How's that sound, everyone? Sounds pretty good to me. No, it sounds more than pretty good. It sounds really good. Before I jump into that, I would like to take a moment and read a review on iTunes. You guys know I love my iTunes reviews. They help us to reach new people and certainly help to fuel my fire as I continue this labor of love. So, if you haven't reviewed on iTunes, please do so. Of course, you can find us on other avenues as well. If you're listening, you found us. So, but yeah, SoundCloud, Google Play, any of those places. But iTunes, of course, being sort of the holy grail of all things podcasting. So, let's see here. This particular review came in by Eva Rose, and the title is Open Your Mind. I've been a listener for about 5 months now. Every time I come to listen, it feels like he is speaking directly to the needs of my subconscious. His exuberant energy and insight have led me to a point where I now have more control over my happiness and interactions with other humans. Put your mind at ease and take a listen. P.S. Brandon, I am loving the Zodiac astrology content. I am a Leo myself. Endless love to you. Oh, well, thank you, Eva Rose, for taking the time to give me some feedback, because, making a difference in your life and playing a small role in your personal journey to control your happiness is a beautiful thing. And I'm honored, and thank you. Let's see here. Oh, also, before I forget, if you guys aren't on the Facebook group, Positive Heads, please jump on there. I mean, you don't have to, but your life would be better if you did. There's a bunch of amazing souls connecting, sharing. It's a private group so that you can actually open up about personal things. And it's turned into such a beautiful support network. And I appreciate all of you guys so much, for being there, for showing up. Thank you for being. And there's also... speaking of, expanding your subconscious, expanding your awareness. If you guys haven't checked out the Mind Pod Network, very happy to be a part of that as well. It's a collective of podcasts that similar vibration and some really juicy content over there. So, and several of the other podcasters have been on this show and vice versa. So check out Mind Pod Network if you haven't done so. All right, so got that basic business out of the way. Let's jump into today's episode. Some of you guys may have heard Louise Hay, the founder of Hay House, passed. As I record this, it was yesterday, I believe, that she passed. And what a beautiful light and inspiration. Louise, wherever you are out there, I know you can hear. Thank you for your contribution to this planet. You certainly have been such an inspiration to me, and I know many others. I've shared clips before. Of course, you guys may know Hay House. She founded Hay House much later in life, too. She died at like 90, but I think it was like 70 or so that she founded Hay House. So what an inspiration to show and demonstrate on, how you can create magic at any point in your life. Age is just a number. Interestingly, synchronistically enough, she passed on the second anniversary of Wayne Dyer's death, who was, one of my favorite teachers, and also on Hay House, and they were very close. So isn't that interesting how that happened? And another little interesting synchronicity. As I was preparing for today's episode, I even thought, well, I should probably share something from Louise Hay, but there's another talk that has been floating around on Facebook that I just really loved, and someone reposted it in the Positive Heads Facebook group today, and I was like, oh yeah, I love this. I want to share this. So I'm not sharing a Louise Hay video, but as I was kind of planning to, what I am going to share is the KRS-One talking about the fifth dimension. So for those of you who have seen it, it's amazing. You get to hear it again. And for those of you who haven't, KRS-One or not familiar with him, KRS-One has been around for a long, long time. Hip hop artist who is just amazing, and so just so much wisdom, and definitely an inspiration as well. So I really was feeling called to share that, really wanting to share that. And I was thinking, but man, Louise just passed. I really should have her be a part of the show in some way. So as I'm looking for something, what KRS-One's going to talk about, as you'll hear, is us being more than our bodies. So I'm looking for a quote that I really resonates, and I do a search for a quote, along those lines. What's the first quote that pops up? One from Louise Hay. So she chimed in, and so that was a cool little sync. I got chills. It was beautiful. And Louise said, "We are far more than our bodies and personalities. The inner spirit is always beautiful and lovable, no matter how our outer appearances may change." I absolutely love that popped up as the very first one that I saw. And, a couple others that jumped up that I really love and resonate. One from Rumi. "Don't you know yet? It is your light that lights the worlds." And this one really jumped out to me because I actually watched with my son last night the movie Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And if any of you guys have seen it, it's, you have Kurt Russell's character, Ego, who is sort of like this celestial being, God type, he's sort of, this light that just grows. And anyway, you got to see the movie. But it made me think of that in kind of a funny way, because in his case, his ego had gotten out of control, but your true pure spirit, your true self, is that light that is unmovable. And I love to bring attention back to this over and over and over again, because it's such an important thing for us to focus on. We have so much going on in our lives that are a distraction, or we feel so disempowered sometimes. You're forgetting the truth. Don't you know it's you? You're the one that lights the world. You are, it's a geocentric view of reality. Everything is spinning around you. You are a focal point of source, and everything you see is spinning around you. You are the center of your own universe. And that's such an empowering realization to come to. And then, of course, to talk a little bit more about, okay, once you realize and understand that it's you that lights the world, the whole reason the thing is turning, the whole reason the thing is spinning, the whole reason your house is there, your work is there, your city street is there, your neighbors are there, your friends, your lovers, your children, is they're showing up for you. You are the light at the center of your own universe, lead director, lead actor, lead actress of your own private movie. So such an important piece to get. And as you're going to hear KRS-One talking about in this awesome talk that I'm about to share, once you understand that you are the light that lights the worlds, you are much more than your body. You are far more than your body or your personality or your ego self. When you do things from that knowing, Rumi says, when you do things from the soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy. And as you're going to hear him talking about, once you become your inner voice, you have the power. And so why don't we do this at this time? I'm going to go ahead and share this clip of KRS-One talking about the fifth dimension and explaining the fifth dimension. And at the beginning, just to give you guys a little context, since you can't actually see him in the video, he's holding up a Rockstar energy drink sticker. So that just gives you a little, visual of what is going on. So let's take a listen.
There's an exercise where we could say this: rock star energy drink. Wow, I just put that in history. See how quick history come up right there. Rock star energy drink. Those that want to do the exercise, we're going to say rock star to ourselves without opening our mouths, without saying anything outside. We're going to say this to ourselves. We're going to say rock star to ourselves. Don't say it out loud at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the question to ask, if you've said rock star in your mind, the question to ask is, what voice is that? What voice is that? What voice just spoke? You just said rock star without moving your mouth at all. On top of that, you on top of saying rock star, you heard yourself say rock star. How can you hear yourself say rock star and no vibration of sound has happened? See, this puts a different perspective on what sound actually is. And what memory is. Memory's not in the brain, memory's in the soul. The only thing you take with you after this life is your memories or your knowledge, your experiences. That's the only thing you take. Unless you study Egypt culture, they believe you can take all this stuff with you and do the other side. Just as a side note. But if you said rock star in your mind or in your being is the true statement. In your being, what was that voice? What was the voice that spoke and then you heard yourself speaking? But these ears did not hear you say anything because your mouth didn't move. So the ears didn't hear it, the mouth did not move, but you spoke and you heard yourself speaking. If you close your eyes, you can see this better. If you close your eyes and put this image in another sight, if you close your eyes, you can still see this. What is the sight that can see your future? These two eyes don't see the future. These two eyes don't see the past. Yet, you can see your past and you can see your future. You can actually see your past. What is the sight that can see beyond time? Don't give it away. This is an ancient meditation. This is an ancient meditation that I am not the flesh. I am the energy, the consciousness, the being in the flesh. And this is proof. This is no faith. This is not religion. This is actual fact. You can speak without moving your mouth. You can hear without ears. You can see without eyes. So what happens when these eyes, this mouth, and this ear drops off into the grave? These other senses are all you're left with. Death is an illusion. Once you realize this, you live your life more courageously. Now, no one wants to die before their time, so you try to protect yourself. But know that this body is the limitation of you. It is not your zenith. It is not your ultimate. Your ultimate is that voice that just said rock star. That voice that just said rock star without nothing physical moving, that person is immortal. That person is not here with you. Let's go deeper. The body is in, 3 dimensions, right? Forward, back, right, left, up, down, and time. 4th dimension. 3 dimensions plus time. That's our physical reality. Front, back, right, left, up, down, that's 3D plus time. What happened to in and out? Look at the English thought. Back, forth, right, left, up, down, no in and out. No in and out. What is in and out? Rock star. Rock star says, I exist without the body. So where is this other existence? Where is it? It's not here. It's not in three-dimensional space where you really are. The person that said this is in a whole different dimension. Just switch a little bit. Talk to yourself more. Affirm to yourself more. Don't move none of that. No, close this down and go within and say, I am the greatest ... ever. I have all my needs coming with speed. I am a being of love and light and knowledge. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Whatever it is, have your affirmation on your tongue. Or, in your being. This is how the gods created this whole reality. The first humans, imagine, the first humans, they came from inner space. They came out. Study the Anunnakis. They came out of inner space. Not from outer space. Inner space. Rockstar. Before there was a body, there was this voice traveling in this voice's dimension. To get here to the earth, the inner voice created this outer extension of itself to be in this dimension. Once you realize that you are not just in this dimension, but you're also in another dimension, you now are free. Because whatever happens to you here in this dimension is not your only reality. See, this is how Jesus was able to get beaten and brutalized and hang on the cross. He wasn't here. He was the rock star. Inside, he went to the inner man. Do what you want with the body. I'm not here. Now, once you realize that level of consciousness, where you are officially, you identify yourself as the spirit, not the flesh. You are the inner voice, not the outer voice. Once you become the inner voice, now your outer voice has power. Now when you speak, it's not just a shell speaking. There's a being speaking through the shell. And this is where you heal all sickness in your body. This is where you command reality to work with you, and it works according to your consciousness. Why? Because it's not a shell that's speaking. There's a real being in the shell that is speaking. And when the real being speaks, all nature and the universe responds.
So how perfect you guys were envisioning Rockstar Energy Drink's logo in your brain right there, right before he even started. You know, I explained it, you saw it. He, then you heard it and said it in your brain at his instruction. Memory is in the soul, not the brain. You said it in your being. And we've seen that with out-of-body experiences and people having near-death experiences. The brain, take someone like Eben Alexander. His brain was virtually destroyed. The neocortex, the part that's responsible for any type of hallucinatory, image or anything like that. And yet he had the most vivid experiences, way more vivid than what our normal waking reality seemed to be. So memory is in your soul, not your brain. You say it, and you say it in your being. You can see your past and your future, right? Have we ever really considered that? Right? You can visualize it right now. You can see it. It exists. And what a powerful sort of center to start living more from, instead of so focused on the exterior, the ego. We've all been living so much from the surface part of ourself. It's like the tip of the iceberg, right? And we've been sort of focused only in the tip of the iceberg. And what he's talking about here is let's move more fully into the rest of the iceberg. So we're no longer just the tip sticking up above the the ocean. Have you ever seen the picture of an iceberg and you see the top of it and it looks so big? Or it's a picture showing underneath the water and above the water simultaneously, and it's so much larger under the surface, right? That's what's going on with you and your soul. And as we sort of shift our focus and shift our perspective more and more each and every day, whether through listening to this podcast, whether reading books, whether meditating, whether doing yoga, whether doing any of these things that are bringing us more in touch, more in alignment with our higher self, you're gaining power. Your exterior world may still look the same. Don't even worry about that. You want to see that shift? Continue focusing on moving into your true power center. And that's what we're doing here. When you are in the grave, you're going to be left with these other senses that are actually, they're more robust, right? So I love how he explains the fifth dimension. It really puts it into perspective for people. A lot of times that's a very confusing kind of idea, right? Forward and back, left and right, up and down. Then you have time being the fourth, in and out being the fifth. And he's saying, look, go within more. This is where your power is. This is where the first beings came from. This is where you were birthed from that inner space into outer space. You started there. You trace back to the power that the catalyst, the generator of it all, is essentially what you do as you sort of take on the deep understanding of these truths and how reality is really structured. Once you become your inner voice, he said, you have the power. This is where you command reality. When the real being speaks, when the true self speaks, nature responds. And that's really the aim here. That's the goal. That's what we're doing. We're getting in alignment with our higher self, with our true self, so that we can command reality. And, instead of these creations that we have, then we look at them and think, oh, this is happening to me. We realize it's happening through me instead of to me and for me. And I am in control. I'm not a victim. You are not a victim. You are the captain of your own experience, of your own journey through 3D reality. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to share it here with you all. I love you all. I do have a song to leave you with. And this is one that I've loved for a long time. What's the name of it? KRS-One by Sublime. Some of you may have heard this oldie but goodie. Obviously, KRS-One back in the day dropped some knowledge on Bradley from Sublime. So much so that he wrote this awesome song in tribute to KRS-One. Very appropriate for today. Hope you all enjoy this song as much as I do. Until next time, journey well. Love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
About hamburgers or steak, Elijah Muhammad or the welfare state. But I know, and I know because of KRS-One. Yeah, and I know, and I know because of KRS-One. Because he's dropping science, dropping history with a whole heap of style and intelligence. Yes, I know. And I know because of KRS-One. Yeah, and I know. And I know. we don't want to pay no money for hear those same old sound. Watching will take hip-hop to a higher ground. Cause I know, how do I know? And I know because of KRS-One. Yeah, and I know. And I know because. Here we go now. Because of KRS-One.